All right, so we are back on track part two. As the title may indicate, last week we both picked up wins. This week, keeping that good momentum going. We're making our push to the playoffs. The pod's in a good place. How are you feeling? How are you
We
feeling?
stepping up, man. We're back, bro. You got to be scared of the pot, man. We're not gonna be easy outs. I'll tell you that.
First, before we get into any type of, you know,
Very important.
recap content, a message that we shared with the group chat, but we want to just reshare to everyone again. Got you, Matt.
Gold.
I don't know if the music is playing.
I
But
can kind
either
of hear it
way,
in the background.
okay, Matt, we got you.
We got you, man.
Terrible matchup.
This dude thought he was a
Dance if your
playoff
team is bad.
guy
That's
live.
Matt.
That's gonna be him at the end of the year when he has to do the TikTok because he loses the league.
You're welcome, everyone. Matt, he's one of the biggest front runners, I've ever seen. He's reverse jinxing every week. He's been talking the most shit out of pretty much anyone for no reason. It's early in the season. He hasn't experienced a lot of fantasy football success, so I can understand, the excitement, but had to put him in his place, had to get a win over him, had to knock him down a peg. And we'll get into it now. Huge win for
Man,
my team headed into this week. After Thursday, I was feeling a little stressed. Travion Henderson did, work the Jets, and that was unfortunate for me. But coming into Sunday, the rest of my team, Sean Tucker leading as you saw by the graphic, you might have missed it. Achane and Tucker, they led my team 19 and 33 points from my running backs. Jackson Smith and Jigbas continued to be the best receiver in the league, and
hmm
nobody else really did great, but it was enough to beat Matt. My 107 still, this is what my team, not on its best week. I think pretty consistently my team has been able to put up this 100 plus points, was able to do 107 this week, and Matt's team wasn't able to do it. Gadsden wasn't there. Chase wasn't there. He's suspended next week. So Matt's might be looking at another L as well. A little losing streak going on for Matt.
Oh,
Look at how things turn around so quickly. Lamar had a terrible game against Cleveland. That honestly probably saved me over anything else. But still, big dub for me. Two straight wins. And taking down Matt is, an extra little. It's an extra sweet. Just given how front running he has been this year. He's still ahead of me in the standings. We'll get into that later. But the head to head win, I will take every time. So.
massive. And yeah, I mean, just huge win for you overall. And I think we both kind of are on the same pattern right now. We both won two in a row, both got massive wins this week. Um, I don't know. I didn't really expect like Ian's team started off hot. He had Bijan, Rico, they were all cooking in the early in the first 1 o'clock window. I had Mariota who kind of sucked, to just be blunt. He threw that pick in OT that like he was having a good game, but 15 points is not really enough for QB. But given that JT is out, I was not really expecting a win. And ESPN, I mean, screw you, man. 64% chance to Ian. And honestly, I don't think he had a lead after Sunday. No, after like 5 o'clock on Sunday. So like ESPN, you got to get your analytics fixed. This is not acceptable anymore. Like we're getting fed up. You keep disrespecting me and Anthony, and we just keep winning. We keep proving you guys wrong. So
Defying the odds.
literally, literally. But very happy to see ETN, Jameson Williams, and Kittle really do their thing. I'm very pleased with Jameson recently. Like I thought he was going to be like a trade worthy candidate, but now he's like arguably my best receiver. And then ETN too. I need a running back too, and he's stepped it up the last few weeks, so I need that. But yeah, I got very lucky. Brock Bowers and Javante didn't do much last night, but big win, big win. We'll take it for the pod.
And especially with Jonathan Taylor on bye. I mean, that's like
Massive.
huge picking up a win with him. You get him back. ETN doing well. Harvey surely is only going to do better. I mean, we'll get into next week's matchups, but looking good for both of us heading into the rest of the
Baby,
season.
let's go. Standings are, it's tight, man. It's tight from Hadwin to to like Yusuke. It really, I think the 4-7, you were saying this before, the 4-win teams, they really have to like win out. They're in a tough spot. I mean, you could see by their odds, but like, where do you think the
Alex
cutoff?
still hanging on by a thread
How
somehow.
is he not eliminated? How is he not eliminated?
Alex might win out too. You never know. Alex, maybe
If
he's
he
gonna end
wins
up
out, he would be 6-8.
biggest upset in in our league's history. If he
Great
makes
American
the
youth
playoffs.
history. That would be unreal. Well, Matt or Alex, we will personally let you be a guest on our podcast if you pull this off, but I don't foresee that happening. But wow, man. I mean, Max is pulling away. It's points four looks locked up. I mean, it's early, but
Yeah, at this
3 weeks
point.
left. He has a 60-point lead, and then like almost a 200-point lead on me in fifth place, and you basically. Um, it's tough, but I'm glad to see our playoff percentages rising, man. 60%, 64%, both of us. They believe in the pod now. ESPN Analytics, they heard me, man.
Change their minds how quickly things change. But no,
Crazy.
it's
They had me at like 40, 30, 30, 40, like something like that last week or two
yeah,
weeks
no,
ago.
you were in the 30s. So
Tough out here, man.
it's good though, I think for, you know, exactly what you said, it does seem like at this point we're seeing the teams that are going to be fighting for the playoffs. The 4-7 teams, at this point, Cohen, between Cohen and Sebastian maybe have a chance, if they were to win out, but realistically, I think you're looking at the 5-6 and above. So Adwin still has as good of a shot as anyone. Joel, definitely has a shot as well. But with Matt and Yusuke only 2 games ahead, I mean, we have 3 games left. So if either one of them goes 1-2, their positioning might be at risk. Like they might miss the playoffs at this point. So it's going to be interesting how these next couple of weeks go. Definitely both of us getting wins. We talked about, needing at least 2 wins out of our last 4. We were able to pick up one here, which is huge. So, and both of us doing it against matchups that we weren't necessarily favored to and teams that were ranked higher than us. So definitely a good outlook heading into the
Huge
last
for
3 weeks.
us moving up the standings if we are able to. But yeah, man. So how many wins do you think you need the way this is looking to get in the playoffs? I mean, the fact that Max hasn't even clinched with 8 right now is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically, yeah, they're saying if he
He's 96. What is he?
loses
Or
out,
99. But I would
yeah,
be shocked if he doesn't make it. But
I mean, yeah, 7 probably doesn't have you safe necessarily because, maybe Adwin wins 2. Joel only needs 1. Like 7 is going to be close, but I don't know. It'll depend on how the results go. We'll get into next week's matchups, obviously, but um, you
I
know,
would say 7 minimum. Like I feel
yeah,
like the last person that gets in will probably have 7 wins.
yeah, it's like I need at least one more win.
Yeah.
And if you score enough points, then you think you're safe, but hoping for 2. Definitely hoping for 2. And like 2, I think we'll clinch it at this point. 8 for sure. But
Sure.
there might be a 7-win team that doesn't end up making the playoffs, which
Like last year. I think there's
yeah,
an 8-win team last year. Yusuke and Adwin, I think were both or Yusuke was 8-6, Adwin, I think was 7-7. And they both missed the playoffs last year. So like 8 might not even be safe, as you can see with Max. But we'll get into the drama that's to come.
so yeah,
Be back.
yeah, like you were talking about, yeah, 35% and 50% to 64 and being ranked back in the playoff spots. So we're continuing to be on the up and up and looking at the playoff picture again, occupying the 5th and 6th spots. And Matt taking down a peg. I would love a week 1 matchup with Matt. I think
Well, that's an
fantasy
easy one and done for him, man.
I
Three
would
wins for
love
you.
I would love a week 1 matchup with Matt. Um, Either way, I guess, yeah, asking you at this point in time, what side of the bracket would you prefer to be on, or how do you feel about just the
I
playoff
think
picture overall?
I think on paper, I think Yusuke has the best team, and I think Max is right behind him. I think those are the two they should get the buys. So, but I personally want to stay away from Yusuke. So I think like if I could say whatever, like personally, I'm not. No offense, I'm not afraid of. I'm not like severely afraid of your team. I'm definitely not afraid of Matt's, definitely not afraid of Ian's. I just beat him. Max, I am afraid of, and Yusuke definitely a bit. I obviously wouldn't want to play you in like the first round, but like I think like Max and Yusuke are the
They
two
have
scary
the,
teams, obviously. So
I mean, Max just dropped, we didn't show it up there, but Max just dropped 160 last week. Like he had,
I would say 160 is crazy too. Like I think his team could easily go off with Josh Allen, CMC any week. Like they could drop that any week.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what side do you want to be on? Like, is there a correct side?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like you know, out of the first round matchups, I think Matt's the easiest one. And,
Definitely.
depending on how things go, he may not. I could see him falling out, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm putting it into the air that, at least one of us is definitely going to make the playoffs. But between Joel and Matt have a matchup against each other this week. It's like if Matt loses that, he's going to be
Cole could
he's
jump him.
yeah, it's like he's going to be 7-5 with the rest of us if, assuming we get wins, and that's, you know, he's going to be at risk of losing his spot then. He could be the 7-win team that doesn't make it if he loses out. So
That'd
it's
be-
it's going to
It's all
happen to
coming down
someone.
the wire.
It's going to happen to someone.
It will.
Maybe, and maybe it's one of us. It could be one of us, but
Yeah.
karma and history may suggest that Matt ends up being the one who suffers here. So we'll see.
Yeah. Hate to do this to him, but I mean, 41.84 points in a week. I was shitting on Alex for 80 points a week. 41. Like, I get players have bad weeks, but he left a player in his IR. I mean, that's just not acceptable. I mean, pretty much everyone on his team just did like 5 points. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I was like, even if he didn't, even if he, replaced Garrett Wilson,
another 5 or 10 points, like at
he
best.
wouldn't have done that much better. Like
Still
he
below
just,
50, that's for sure.
yeah, it's like I don't think he would have really had a reason. He couldn't have started it. I mean, maybe he starts Emmanuel Wilson, but he wouldn't have done that
With Jacob
over
starting,
because
not even.
Jacobs was starting. So he puts in Hollywood Brown and he scores 47 instead. Like that's still crazy.
David Montgomery, yeah, no one else on his bench is changing it. Even if Ayuk was back, it's just tough out here. I mean, 65 the week before, that's 106 over 2 weeks. I mean, I dropped 112 this week, and that was like a midweek. 106 over 2 weeks is like that literally costs you probably a shot at the playoffs. Like
And
he
he
was in
started the
it.
season 3-1.
He was in it.
3-2. Yeah, I was like,
1 in 5 since, only one game over 100. Oof. I mean, actually, he should have been maybe the down bad last week because if you look at this, he only has two
yeah, that's
two
pretty.
games over 100.
Yeah.
What did Alex have? Two?
Look at this
But he
now.
lost.
It's pretty diabolical. I mean, he won 112. He won with 89,
That's unreal.
with 105,
Then just started getting
and then
like they
everything.
went
And then
back
his
to
other win was 93. Who did he play the night? Who put up 70 against him? Was that Alex?
that had to be Alex. That's
So I'm just gonna assume
week
that.
9. Let me check. I mean, it is crazy though because he was looking fine at 3-2. His team was decent. Like
Yeah,
he had some players, but the
that
sophomore
was against
slump hit
Joel.
against Joel. Yeah,
That's
that's
the other one. That
one of those two. But yeah, sophomore slump is real. Lucas, I mean, at this point, I don't know if he's gonna rejoin the league next year, man. This might be the last seeing of him. I'm not trying to stir the pot. I just like,
it's relegated out of the league.
I don't think he's gonna want to play again after like this. After dropping 41 in a week, I personally probably retire after that. Respect to him if he does.
All right, so
Big
getting
matchup this
into
week.
week 12. Yeah, going up against Yusuke. And this is a huge matchup for me. The difficult the schedule, the strength of schedule is definitely, it's high for me. Matt, playoff team, Yusuke again, one of the teams that we're saying is the best in the league.
Yeah,
I do feel like I have solid, well, one, A Chain being on bye is
that
not
hurts.
Yeah, not a great place for me to be in. He's my number one player, so missing out on him is difficult this week. And going up against, Yusuke is Jahmyr Gibbs against the Giants, Derrick Henry against the Jets, Olave against Atlanta, Trey McBride against Jacksonville. It's rough for me with some of those matchups, but I feel like I'm going to be in a good place. I think the biggest X factor for me at this point is what happens with the RB2. Well, as you see right now, I'm running two tight ends. I have Cade Otton and Kyle Pitts in my flex. That's not ideal. Christian Watson, he got 2 touchdowns last week, but I feel like he's kind of a touchdown dependent option. So I don't know how confident I am in starting him. Not that I'm opposed to it, but I'm really waiting to see what's going to happen with the running back situation. If Bucky Irving is out, I think I do have confidence in Sean Tucker again after the performance he put on last week. If Trey Benson is back, then, I do have confidence in probably putting him in there, and then maybe he ends up being my flex too, depending on the Sean Tucker situation. So I think it's going to
A
be
lot up in
fluid.
the air.
Yeah, it's going to be fluid throughout this week, depending on what goes on with some of those injury situations. But I don't know. This is less last week. I felt pretty confident, especially with the matchups, and taking the swing on Sean Tucker. Obviously, that paid off. This week, I'm even less confident, and even more is up in the air with my team at this point. So
What matchup, like I asked you this last week, what matchup do you need to win the most to be able to win this matchup? Like the tight end position, the flex, it sounds like the flex of what you're saying. I think that's what you said last week too, but just curious, what do you think?
honestly, I think because I feel I might be putting bad energy into the air with I don't think anyone's ever said this. I feel some level of confidence in Kyle Pitts this week, especially with Drake London being out. Kirk Cousins, the last game that he played in, he led the team in targets, like he played well. I think that they're going to I could say that maybe Atlanta just blows them out and they run all over New Orleans, but I'm hoping that, the game script is leading to some passing and that Pitts is the number one passing option there.
I think it'll be a close game. Like I
Yeah,
think he has a chance.
I'm hoping it's close and that he can be the number one option. Maybe he gets a touchdown. Otton didn't really do much last week, but Baker didn't play well either. In the Rams game, I think they're going to have to throw. The Rams offense has been, insane this year so far. So I think that that's gonna, I think those matchups benefit me. So I'm not as concerned about those. I really need Woody Marks to have a game. Been feasting on the Buffalo defense. That's what Sean Tucker did last week. I need Woody Marks to pull that off again this week. It's going to be another game with CJ Stroud out. David Mills has been playing well, but I think that, and especially after seeing the workload Woody Marks got last week, Chubb didn't really do anything. He barely got any carries. I am hoping that Woody Marks can produce a similar performance or at least get into the end zone, and get a solid amount of carries. If he can outscore one of Gibbs or Henry, um,
That'd be huge.
the rest of the matchups aren't that far off. I think JSN and Pickens, they, go up with each other. That's the 1 and 2 receivers. Dunze and Olave, they're pretty even. Um, Chase Brown, I don't think is a phenomenal. Like if Piron is back this week, I don't think that's, you know,
Anything.
the best play necessarily. It's not like he's been great over anyone. So I think the matchups can even out, but it's only going to work if one, I mean, the RB2, if the RB2 situation doesn't work out, if Bucky Irving is back and Trey Benson is still out, then I'm I'm kind of screwed. Like I don't have a lot of options there.
Woody
But
Marks.
yeah, I was like, that only Woody Marks are on it. But I need to but either way, Woody Marks is gonna be my RB1 this week. So I need him to,
Confidence.
replace
I
as
like
much
it.
of that A chain production as possible. And hopefully he can pull that off. But we'll see. Either way, this is gonna be a tough matchup in Yusuke's. I mean, yeah, the 115 projection is crazy.
That's high. It's definitely high. But I definitely think you have a chance. Just like me last week. That's I think what the projection was similar to. And you never say never in fantasy. But Yeah, my matchup, I haven't clearly haven't set my lineup, but I don't really have a ton of flexibility either. I kind of like with Harvey on bye, McLaurin's on bye, but not really playing either way. I don't really have a bench after that. It's really just Tajay Spears and Alec Pierce, which I don't really want to start either of them. So I'm probably going to go waiver wire digging and see if I can get anyone there. But I need a flex for this week, so gonna play somebody, and if not, it might end up being Spears or Pierce, but need somebody there, and I need defense clearly. But this is a must win for me. I think this is my last. I don't want to say easy because his team is not easy, but I would say like easiest matchup I have on the schedule remaining. So like I think this is a must win for me. He has a solid team. Like there are pieces there, but he also has holes, and he's had the injury bug all year. He lost Scatabo, lost a number of other players. Brian Thomas.
Buga's gone out in games. Buga's
Yeah.
or yeah, Buga's been hurt. Like it's been a lot of
If
Judkins
Brian
came out in
Thomas is
games.
out, I would feel a lot better. Like I think he is a scary player. Like he could change the game a lot. Like if he goes for 20, he's either going 20 or zero, like in that range. But you never know. And Emeka Ibuka, Nakua, both scary, obviously. But I think my running backs match up well. It's good to have JT back. And QB, I need to figure that out too because Dart is questionable right now. So might have to go pick up a QB or maybe play Daniel Jones. I don't want to play Daniel Jones either, but that might be in the cards. So lots kind of work through, but I think it'll be a good game. Matt Cohen and I always play good games. I think our first game earlier this year went down to Monday Night Football. I won by like a point. So like good luck, Matt. I think it's gonna be a battle, but I need this one more than you. So let me have it.
Yeah, I guess similar to you, like what you said, the running backs matchup is biggest for you. Looking right now, and I feel like we've talked about this throughout the season. Is there anyone on waivers right now? I guess we're recording this on Tuesday, so the waivers will process tomorrow morning. But I mean, is there anyone on waivers who you really feel
I was
confident in? We've
looking,
talked
man.
about it throughout this season. Our waivers have been dry. And the two top pickups from this week would be, Emmanuel Wilson with Josh Jacobs being injured, and then Bam Knight, or, I guess not maybe Michael Carter, but who is available in our league. But Bam Knight and Emmanuel Wilson are already picked up. Like all of the backup running backs are picked up pretty
There's
much.
no running back you could pick up. P. Ryan, I guess, is probably the best available running back you could
Yeah,
pick up,
honestly.
or Isaiah Davis, but that's the Jets. So like two awful mid offenses, and then receivers. It's such like slim pickings. Um, I think there's guys you could take like a weak flyer on, like if you really need someone in a spot. Like I think I wouldn't like feel comfortable with this, but like Luther Burden potentially, like he could go off for a game. A
Yeah,
Mizzou.
I see.
Like he goes occasionally, like he averages 4.5. Like there's some guys here that like matchup dependent. I would maybe play like Jaden Higgins. He's been playing well if I'm able to get the guy. So like it really depends who I get. I definitely don't want Mooney. Like there's just no tight ends worth picking up. Really, like there's guys you could take flyers on, but I'll probably end up digging for a receiver. I don't know who yet, but I need somebody, man. I really don't want to play.
I was gonna say Adonai Mitchell might be a good.
I like that too. Yeah.
That's like
Good
one of the
sneaky
better
one.
ones.
Tyrod
Mooney.
Taylor playing too. Could be
Yeah,
good.
it's like that's a solid one.
If worst comes to worst, though, like I don't hate playing Alec Pierce. It just means I definitely can't play Daniel Jones. So like I don't want to be like all in on this Colts offense,
Yeah,
especially in like a must-win game for the Chiefs.
at Kansas City, like
At
that.
Kansas City, they're gonna get it could be bad, but I don't know. I definitely am not playing Daniel Jones unless it really comes to it. But I don't know. It'll be close. It'll be close. We will see. We're done, man. I mean, at this point, we're trying to lose. I think that pick was on purpose, as you can see in the middle. I have nothing to say. I hope Jaden doesn't come back. There's like
There's no
reports
reason to bring him back.
IR. He didn't need surgery. Like, just take the year, man. Just get better, get healthy, get bigger, like so you're not getting hurt. And let's get a top five pick,
Yeah.
please.
I will say the one thing, and I don't know what it means moving forward, but I seems like Dan Quinn has been calling the plays defensively the last two games, and like not
It's
that the Dolphins have been great this year, but the defense has been looking better. Which, is encouraging. It's like, all right, this team isn't off base. We can compete still, but again, the offense has not looked good. I think it's really highlighted, obviously, you want Jaden Daniels to be healthy, but there's got to be more weapons around him. The JCM thing, is nice and all, but it's not like a real running back there. Without McLaurin, there aren't any receivers. Zach Ertz has been like the top receiver, which is not sustainable long term. It's just not, it's really highlighting that we need more on offense. So hopefully, in the draft and free agency, that's what we address. I don't know if Debo would stay or not, but at this point we need more support on offense because the defense we've been able to make work. And I think we were able to sign guys who can fit into the gaps that we need, but offensively it has not been working out.
no, we need a lot of pieces to become good. So see what happens there. I'm not optimistic though.
All right, well,
That's back-to-back weeks. Couple of good weeks for the pod. Let's pray when we get one more, couple more wins this week.
yeah, so what's your message? How are you feeling? Rest of the season outlook. We have 3 weeks left.
If
How are you feeling heading into these last couple of matchups? Obviously, you said this one is, your most winnable, or the one that is, you're feeling best about.
yeah,
How do you think the rest of your season goes?
I just think I need to win this week, and if I lose this week, it's gonna be tough. I play you the final week. I play. I think it's Yusuke, or it's a good matchup the second to last week too. So like, if I can't win this week, we might only be getting one team in the playoffs, man. We'll see. It's a must win.
Yeah, no, next week you have Yusuke, so
It's
it's
like
going to be
two
big.
tough matchups back to back. It's basically playoff start next week if I lose this week. So
But next week I have Joel, so you
could be
never know. Maybe by the time we get to the final pod clash, I've clinched. Maybe it'll
you
work out.
three win. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
it's like maybe it works out and both of us end up making the playoffs. Um,
I hope.
but no, it's going to be interesting to see how, especially as we get later into the season, just the results keep kind of pushing the table into different places. I think we're
And
seeing a lot.
losing every week. It's like we'll be like 4-5. We'll be 8-9. Like
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting just seeing the teams that have been worse being able to pick up wins over teams with higher records. I feel like that's happened pretty consistently, especially the past couple of weeks. And even earlier in the season, like Yusuke, the run that he's been on, like he did Yusuke and Max were both
both
losing
started
teams
off one
to
and
start the
three.
season, and now they've like gone on as like Yusuke's won 6 straight and Max has won 7 straight. So they're like,
They're
yeah,
legit.
yeah, like at this point, it's like their teams have been, even though they started off, poorly, they were able to beat teams that were better than them. And I think that's been pretty consistent throughout this season. So, we'll see how things end up going, but
Yeah.
hopefully we come back next week with more wins, one step closer to the playoffs. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
See ya.
Uh,
I'm curious how long that was.